so I'm not going to lie to you. The COVID lockdown, I think it started March 2020, and it was by far the hardest time of my life. For context, my mom was very paranoid about all these germs, viruses, flus, whatever it is. So every day when I got home from high school, I had to take my smartphone, wipe it down with alcohol wipes. My clothes was washed in bicarbonate of soda and vinegar. And actually, the funniest one, I had to strip naked in our garage area and then run up to the shower to wash the COVID off me. And then this restrictions carried on till actually 2022. And it got particularly bad for me in 2021 and 2022. Both of those years were actually bad. Because then I started university and I was studying a BSc Actuarial Sciences degree. It wasn't really a degree I enjoyed, but that wasn't even the biggest problem. I'm naturally quite a social guy and generally just get fed from the energy of being around other people. But with all the restrictions in place, particularly in my house, but also just in the university and my country as a whole, I wasn't getting that socialization. And that was really bringing me down. But I'm glad it all happened because as a result of that, I've learned a lot of lessons, and that's actually quite literally how this YouTube channel started. I believe that was the actual true starting point of my development journey. And now I'm hoping to help young men with similar problems that I learned from in that period of time. So starting points. I learned back then that as humans, we are social beings. So don't neglect the social aspect of your life, especially if you're more extroverted like me. I went through a phase where it's you know what, I don't really need the social energy. Yeah, sure, it's going to give me an energy boost and all of that. But I can just grind away and learn all of that. I remember stuff that today would probably take me 2 or 3 hours to complete. I was taking 7, 8 hours for the simple fact that my energy levels were so depleted. I had no social energy flowing through me. But beyond that, I also learned the importance of time management. So the problem was, because you're at home the whole day, you believed that you had more time than you really did. So again, going back to it, I would take ages doing a single assignment and generally waste my time on stuff that was so unnecessary. I'd be looking for tens and thousands of textbooks. But it's not you can read all those textbooks. And these were the problems that I had identified then. But beyond that, I think it also showed me that me as a person internally, I had a lot of hidden demons. I found out a lot of my flaws about the world. I identified a lot of psychological problems I had. And that's when I got into journaling. So whenever I had all these weird ideas coming to mind, I'll grab a piece of paper, start journaling, and they'll be okay, why did you have that thought? And you dive into one step deeper, one step deeper, one step deeper, until you got to the core of the situation. And that gave me a lot of stuff that was rooted in my childhood, 3, 4, 5 years old, and just showed me all my flaws on the perception of the world. The problem is, and you've probably seen this in psychology, I think it's Freudian psychology in particular. But our perception of the world is largely formed when we are 12 years and under. And oftentimes the perception is completely flawed. Because when you're 12 or under, people treat you a bit differently because you're not an adult yet. And more importantly, you don't have the critical thinking yet to understand what's actually happening around you. So I was diving into all of these things, and to be perfectly honest with you, about 80% of the stuff that I believe to be true about the world or either partially false or completely false. So what I'm trying to get to in this message in particular, dive into what you believe and just question that belief. Not everything that you believe to be true actually is true, and this is going to sound all over the place. But stupid example, you might have a belief that you are not good at accounting. Stupid example, let's go with that though. But where did that belief stem from? It probably stemmed from you getting a bad mark on a test 5 years ago. A 5-year-old test has no relevance today. But because of that 5-year-old test, you carried on the cycle. You kept thinking that, I'm bad at accounts, I'm going to keep doing bad. But reality was one test that now shaped your whole self-image. So some things to think about. But that's it. I'll see you in the next one. To become a better man.